As you said, you brought in Freeze. What was the whole, perspective towards not going with another Swedish player? You picked up a Danish guy. Previously, all CS teams have been about having 5 players from the same nation, country. Why Freeze and this whole decision about going international, if you can say it that way?
Well, realistically, there wasn't any Swedish player that we can take on in the team, because they were signed in SKU, they were signed in Lions. We badly needed a great sniper, and Freeze stood out as the best candidate by far. Obviously, he had committed to play a qualifier, was it, or a LAN with MTW. I think they actually announced him as a full member, which he doesn't really agree to. He agreed to play one tournament. And I think I have pretty much spoken to Freeze before that, for a very long time, and he's like, will I get a spot in Fnatic? I'm really keen to play with you guys. I respect your game. And I had my eyes on him, so to speak, and he really stood out. He was by far the best player we can take on, knowing that we badly needed a sniper. And obviously, great decision once more, no regrets.
The most recent change in the Fnatic lineup came after Kiev in this year, with Peter deciding to step down and retire, or leave gaming at least. You decided to sign Muddy. There was previously talks that Muddy was a really good candidate to join Fnatic early on. Why would it take so long up until he joined Fnatic?
God knows. Well, I just think that our ways never really collided. He was in another team, or we had a full team. So Modi has been on this level, this highest level I'd say he's on right now, for a very long time. Even before he played with the Norwegian Swedish mix in Esk, was it? Peter. I said it like 4 times now, but players lose motivation, some faster than others, but he had a lot of schoolwork and he wanted to hang out with friends, and he simply couldn't see himself commit all those hours into the practice, and that made us a bit upset, because we wanted to play on the highest level. And if I'm putting my hours into gaming, everybody should give their fair share to the game, and not only necessarily playing when we're practicing. But he couldn't just do that at that point, and I totally respect that. Peter is a cool guy, he's a decent guy, he's a smart guy, and I saw it coming somehow, that he felt his time has come to stop. Too bad it was a bit early, but it opened up a new door for Modi.
Then, as I said earlier, last Sunday you announced the retirement would come after this event. When did your teammates learn about this retirement incoming?
Probably a week prior that, but also I think I told them that I was thinking about it, if it was before Kiev or after Kiev. I think it was before Kiev, and even that I said that it's very likely that I will stop after CVIT, so hopefully they saw it coming. I got a bit emotional that they reacted in a proper way, that they respected it, of course, but they also felt a bit sad, and they just said the other day that they're gonna miss having me around. But I honestly think that they will do very well without me. I'm not in my prime years, so to speak. It was probably a couple of years back, but I don't know. We have a really good group, and I think I'm actually more happy than I ever been as a player, which doesn't really make sense with the retirement. But yeah, my time has come. I'm leaving a team which have loads and loads of potential. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to show the world at this tournament, but we had a new lineup as well. It's tough to win the first tournament, and back in 2009 we had the same problem at the IEM European finals. We were only lucky that we had that test going into the CBIT finals. Now CBIT was the only test we actually had with this current lineup. Sad in one way, but that's how it is. And yeah, in a few weeks we're probably gonna announce the replacement, and from that on the game is on. I hope my guys will win a couple of titles and get back in the top 3 shape, because I really think they have the potential.
You're ended your career, at least for now, with the loss against against Navi here at the IEM 6 World Championship. Summing up the last event for you this time, how was it?
Really frustrating that we didn't play anywhere near our level. In 2011, I think our T sides was really strong. We were raking up like 10, 11 rounds, but we couldn't play a CT. I'm not sure if that was a sniper issue or whatever, but this time it was the other way around. Our T strategies didn't work at all. We have been freaking awesome online. I mean, that sucks to say, but we have prepared well. We have no excuses going in. We have a good group. We have in my book we had decent tactics. It just didn't work out. We didn't win the pistol rounds. We lost to Winfact Valley on Tuscan, which was stupid because otherwise we could have managed to get to the semifinals and feel a bit more secure knowing that you won your group. Instead, we had to face Navi, strong team. Probably didn't do the best map pick, but you know that's how it is. It's only two ways to end a career, right? You win it or you lose it. I mean, you have to get all the way to not end your career with a loss. You have to win the medal that ESC won today, and how realistic that is when you have so many good teams. 20% maybe, I don't know, depends on the game, depends on the day obviously, but I'm not kicking myself too much after going out with a loss. That's the thing that most players will do eventually. Otherwise, I at least think they're fairly selfish. It's like if I would stop playing after DreamHack just because I finally won DreamHack, you know, like people retire this way, and I have no more feelings about it really. Like that's how it is. It's alright. We lost to good teams, simply as that.
Throughout your entire career, is there any specific moments that, in a good or a bad way, that really sticks out and has a special place in your memory?
Mostly the time with the team, I'd say. That's the thing I will miss, and obviously sharing the joy of winning a tournament. And some tournaments sticks out more than others, especially IEM Kiev. After probably having 80% of the people predicting our failure when we sat home and practicing, hell of a time to just be as prepared as possible. And a few days later, we're standing there with the golden trophy. Very relieving feeling that felt great towards the fans and the Fnatic organization that they did the correct decision in keeping me and Harley. That tournament sticks out, of course, winning that one. But otherwise, CPL 2006. Game Gun 2004, coming from loser bracket with gamers.nu, qualifying for the CPL summer event. That sticks out too, and it's 8 years ago, but I can still, I get a bit emotional when I think about how amazing it felt to win that at that tournament. Any bad memories? Probably would be losing WCG final in 2009. To the Poles, who stopped us from having the perfect year. That's how it is again, but yeah, that was probably the only time, including losing to Navi now, that I have almost burst into tears, like really felt emotional about it. At that point in WCG, it just felt like we wasted our chance. We should have won that game. We were, in my book, better. Against Navi, it wasn't really because we lost. It was more like knowing that this is it for me. This is my final tournament, and you know, it felt a bit weird unplugging your mouse for the last time, and a lot of feelings came into place. Obviously, it sucks to lose, but just knowing that that's the milestone, that's the end of the career. That was a bit. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad memory, but yeah, a bit emotional at least.
Throughout your career, you've basically been around the world, in every corner almost.
Yeah. Some places more than other.
What would you consider as your best travel or best destination?
Really boring answer, but I think the combination is the key here. But trips that we had, like a world tour in 2008 with INS, Archie, Forrest and Harley, DSM. We went to LA, stayed there for 2 weeks after that tournament, only to await the Montreal tournament. From Montreal, we went straight to Dubai, played that tournament, and then all the way to China. So those tournaments kind of sticks out. Favorite spots, I kind of like going to Korea, play E-Stars. Have a lot of good memories there that you have been a part of as well, going out and stuff like that. Yeah, LA was amazing, having a having the possibility to do a road trip to Las Vegas. And I mean, going to DreamHack these days is also really fun for me. I used to not dig that tournament that much, but it's starting to become a really nice destination for gamers, and it's going to be exciting to see what comes next from them. Yeah, a little bit of everything. I love travel. That's what has kept me going for so long, and just seeing so many new places. I hope to find new favorite destinations in just a few months, having some more travel coming up.
You've won a lot of tournaments throughout your career. Which title is the one that you will remember the most?
I don't know. No one really sticks out. We were talking earlier about the emotions from winning such a tournament. It's like they can stick out, but not necessarily the titles. But the most tournaments I'm proud of having in my trophy room is obviously IEM, winning that one. CPL, winning the last CPL, I think, 2006. Yeah, those two I'd say CPL and the IEM. But also it was great actually to win the games for the Swedish national team, which I was the captain for 2 years, and I think I never lost a match with Team Sweden. So I'm a bit proud about that. For me, two consecutive two lineups that won the ENC, yeah, with Tenpol Allen, and yeah, a little bit of everything there again, but CPL and IEM to make it easier for you.
I remember you wrote a blog. It was labeled as "I will miss."
Yeah.
What will you actually miss about? Obviously, you will still be around, but you will not be playing actively. So, what are you gonna miss?
Mostly the competition. I guess if you ask all the players, they will say they are competitive, but I'm really competitive in everything I do, and I want to become good at it. Now that I have hopefully been good in CS for a long time, I need to find my new target in life. If I don't know, I need to start doing something that I can become good in. What I will miss, being a part of something, being a part of a team that shares all the emotions from winning, losing, having fun on the trips, and yeah, simply be a part of a thing and representing something. That's the thing I'm gonna miss. And of course, all the crazy games we played against all those teams, Navi, SK, obviously the Poles, a lot of epic matches against them. And you know, if it was a fire in the room when I'm in the middle of those games, I wouldn't notice that. You're so into it, and I'm gonna miss that feeling from just put all your focus into the game. And yeah, even your dreams in such a tournament, you dream about CS, it just takes over your life.
Let's say Harley didn't decide to retire and was still playing today. You think that would have altered your decision to retire this time?
Impossible to say. I think I mentioned earlier here in this interview that I'm feeling happier than ever. Like I feel very confident, and I feel safe. I feel a bit safe in what I'm doing, but I'm not sure that if having Harley around will alter my decision, because in the end of the day, we are individuals. We have our own goals in life and plans whatsoever. So tough to predict what I will. I mean, another option would be if Forrest, Gux, and Getrive will stay with us. You know, what would happen? How long would I play? I don't know. Things happen for a reason, though, and all the decisions I've taken in my life, I'm proud that I've taken them, and I did it for a reason. We did it for a reason, and it's just a matter. Sometimes you do bad mistakes, otherwise you're not a human, and I mean bad decisions. But in the end of the day, yeah, that's how it is.
When the retirement was announced, it was also said that Exist could likely be the new in-game leader.
You're definitely going to try out to be that.
Give us some comments on what you think Exist would have in a good way to become a good in-game leader.
Sure. I think, like me, Exist, he can get a bit stressed from the game. Obviously, everybody does, but he always keeps some kind of composure. Like he's always a bit calm, and I think players need to listen to someone that is calm. If you are calling your strategies in a panicking way, with a very stressful tone, people will not have belief in you. People will not trust your strategies or your knowledge or your decision, why you're making the decision. I'm not sure how much training he has had as an in-game leader, but I'm sure he will do well. He has already had a huge part of our tactic building, and along with Modi and Freeze. It's basically only Gax that is not that involved in tactics, but he has great tactic knowledge. He has the calm, and he's going to be around for a long time because he's also the very youngest player. If that's a good thing when you're a leader, if you're also the youngest, I'm not sure, but he stands out as the best candidate in the group, definitely.
Recently there's been a lot of talks about the future of Counter-Strike. CSGO has been announced. It has been around in a while now in a closed beta phase. Do you think CSGO will ever take off and kick in as the main team FPS shooter?
I doubt it. It might indeed get very popular, but the reason why CS is still so active, why it's so many awesome teams and so much support from all over the world, is the simple reason is that CS is an amazing game. People has a lot of passion for it. People got caught and played it for hours and hours and probably lost jobs, ruined the school, etc. from it. But now I get the vibe that CSGO is more like getting phased into the esports circuit, that other than the players themselves wants the game to be popular. I mean, in the end of the day, I consider the gaming I do as a sport. You're practicing, you live with the game, you are in a team, and like all those elements, the sports elements, they starting out of a passion that someone loves the game, love what you're doing, and that people can also following and have interest in the game. But I think if you ask them, I think I answered the same thing the other week when we did the interview, but if you ask the majority of the players right now, the CS players, or maybe even the source, do you like to play CSGO? Do you love the feeling? They probably say no, and that makes me a bit concerned. But on the bright side, they are probably very open to change the game, but also it's going to be a bit limited, knowing that it's a new engine, right? You cannot recreate CS. It's just a matter of how willing the players are to jump over in this game. It's tough. I don't know. I just think it takes too much time as well. CSGO has been, I heard a lot about it, but the beta is not really here yet. They're just trying to get the beta keys out and getting the community a bit excited. But I think they should step up. They should not only inviting one map maker to Seattle, they should have more CS 1.6 players and CS Source players, and just get over the most important changes that I think at least needs to be changed, and that is obviously the maps, simplified maps again, and the recoil and the movement. The rest is probably minor things, but those things are the most impactful things that needs to be changed and addressed.
Now, we gave the opportunity to our users to answer or to get their question answered by you. We have selected a few. So the first one here is, what is your favorite music style and band?
I'm so bad at music. I bought a guitar last year, and it's still standing at the same spot that I put it in that day. But obviously I listen to music, but I'm a very casual person. The thing you're listening to on the radio is probably something that I have in my iPod or whatever. But to mention a few bands, I love Queen, the old rock band, whatever you say, with the iconic Freddie Mercury. Sadly passed away and didn't had a chance to produce more awesome music. But yeah, they stands out as a very one of my favorite bands. Some of the Coldplay songs, like that too. I'm starting to like instrumental music as well a bit, like epic movie trailer songs. That's the stuff I put in my iPod when I go to the gym, for example. I'm an all-eater, to be honest, when it comes to music.
Next question here is a guy asking, what aspect of pro gaming will you miss the most?
Yeah, I pretty much answered that earlier, but being a part of something, being in a team. I am a team player. I am not in it for the one-man show, and I like all the aspects of a team and what defines a team, a strong team. So all the fun besides the actual practice and the official games, I will also miss like the things you have within the group.
There's another guy here asking, were you ever asked to join SK in any way?
Not what I can remember, but I could probably have taken a couple of decisions in my earlier career that would have made me playing in SK. It's not like they hated me or whatever. I mean, I just ended up in Fnatic somehow, and that's obviously because I play with Harley instead of playing with maybe a player such as Robban, which could have been the case if life turns out another way. But an interesting side note to that is that I have actually turned down to play for NIP. Instead, INS and Set did that. I think this was in 2005, 2006. So yeah, I was actually sitting home. I was probably 18, 19 back then, and got a message from Potty and Heaton, the old legends, and they asked me to form a team with the SNME, and I said no. And now I'm sitting here, so I have a good decision again. But kind of cool that I actually had a chance to play in NIP, a very legendary team with a lot of success and legacy.
There's a guy here who wants to know the best individual player you've ever played with.
Overall, I think it's Forrest from all the way, really, 2006. And even playing against him today, I mean, he stands out as a remarkable, good player. Very, like, colorful player in one sense that he can play with everything. He can play with the pistols, he can play with the AWP. Probably one of the best movements in the world and the best calmness in the crucial moments. Sadly, I never had a chance to play with other big players such as Neo. You know, I would like to watch him and how good his team plays. Then I could be able to rate him, because you actually need to be able to play with a player before you rate him. But Get Right in 2009 at one point, I think I said in an interview that he was the best player in the world. At that point he was. He really was, and that was probably in the IEM Championship finals around that time. And obviously he got the Player of the Year award later from ESL. So I think that's a good shot. But overall, definitely Forrest. Get Right was taking over that kind of position during a couple of months in 2009. But yeah, Forrest all the way.
Well, I want to thank you for this very extensive interview.
It was a long one, wasn't it?
Yeah, even the sun is going down. It's getting darker and darker.
Getting cozy.
But I'll have you do the last words. I'm sure you have something you want to add.
Well, obviously you said thanks to me, but I want to say thank to you, Mark, for being there for the community and providing probably the by far best coverage, providing HLTV and like interesting features such as the stats, the forums, you know, activating the community and giving CS a home, a place people can go to discuss their favorite players, favorite teams, and all the highlights of the matches and so forth. So keep up the good work, and obviously thanks to all the readers, the fans, the followers of Fnatic and my team, and in general all the CS fans out there. I think we have an amazing community, a lot of legacy, a lot of history, and we also have a lot of talent. We have to remember that now I'm an ex-player, but all the players, how much time they put into and the teams, how much time, how much effort, how many sacrifices they make to provide those amazing epic games. Today we saw Esk beating Navi in 2-0 in a very great game, watched by something like 80,000 people maybe, and that makes me a bit proud as well. Obviously I didn't play the final, but it's cool what we have actually created, that we have such an interesting community. Try to put more love than hate to it in the forums, but in the end of the day we should be happy what we have. See how it goes for CS now. If this was this last IM, I would be sad, but could be that way. Still really happy to have served you since 2004 playing internationally. So this is probably not the last you see from me. Bye all.
Well, thanks again, and see you on the road.
See you on the road, Mark. Cheers.